Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Some good stuff. So, I was thinking one of the people that is real good at this. I'm using his name again, but Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I listen to his stuff. I've had a background in financial services. I listen to his stuff, and I don't think he's any different than anybody else as far as the stuff.
He's transparent about his fakery. He won't admit that he's wearing like a toupee, but he admits he has bad hair. Okay?
But one of the things for Donald Trump is everybody complains about that, but that's a part of his brand.
Well, see, exactly, and just like he is honest and open about that he's a snake, and that he'll basically be trying to sell your mom for a skateboard, but he does it with such charm and everything. He'll one time I interviewed him. It was for some charity thing that he was doing, where it was the publicist made it sound like. He was going to be washing clothes for charity, and I asked him about that for a second. I ain't washing clothes. He didn't say ain't. He went to the Wharton School. They don't say ain't there. But, I mean, the colloquialness of that. But, I mean, he was transparent that that's what he's going to do. Whereas I think, like, his kids are a little bit too corporized now to really be really compelling. Although Ivanka once admitted during an interview to me that she was one of the judges on The Apprentice, and she said that if the contestants were smart, they'd suck up to her. So that's being transparent.
Yes, for sure. One of the things
you look great today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I took a shower actually today for the first time in a while.
It works well.
Yes, I figured the month was almost over.
Water works really well with you, man.
Water. Thank you.
Okay.
One of the other things with Donald Trump is I remember when he was having that whole ordeal with Rosie, and I was like, this is a
Rosie is an ugly excuse for a human. I mean, no, he's like he wasn't afraid to pull any punches and stuff.
Another thing that he did, somebody said to him, they asked him directly, they said, "Are you looking for publicity?" And he's like, "You think I'm going to need to go for publicity?" He goes, "I have the #1 show that's coming on a Monday at this time." And that's when I said, Donald Trump is a good salesperson.
Yes.
First and foremost, and he always, whatever he's talking about, he knows how to pitch his products in there.
And I can't prove it, but I mean, I've heard that he often likes to log on to youtube.com/PR Puppet Theater, and from what I heard, he also has been enjoying ASimpleGuideMD.com.
Yes.
Which are available both.
We're not totally sure on that, but you might want to check it out. Maybe he might.
Certainly,
post some
if he is
there.
watching it, he's getting stuff that you're not getting by watching it. So you don't want to. You maybe want to level the playing field a bit.
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a good point. One of the other things is high tech, high touch. There's a book written. Can't remember it right now, but there's a book written that's talking about it's important on the social networks that you're high tech, utilizing this software. It's free, so a lot of us don't value them. Don't value the software, the Facebook software in there. 95% of us are just wasting time on it. 5% are really hitting home runs with it. 4% of those, the full 100%, are in the porn industry, as we talked about it before.
Oh.
And a lot of the other 1% are in the multi-level marketing, and it's just people that are really taking this by storm. And it doesn't really have to do with doing money. It has to be that people are spending time on there, and the time that they're spending on there, they're connecting with people, and they're being transparent, getting their information out there.
People are doing it right. Then there are some people who like go on Facebook. There's this one guy I know that runs a magazine, and every day he'll say, "Hello, San Diego, it's a beautiful day." Then he puts his URL in there, or hello, for fun, check out the URL. And he thinks he's being clever promoting his magazine. But I had the thing, I said, dude, you're not offering any information. It's just an obvious plug. The better way to do something with the social media is to say, how about link to a story on your site and say, this is a really great story. Or how about, actually, providing some kind of content or something. I mean, sometimes, putting a link, putting something that may not necessarily be completely self-promotional but may promote somebody else is good. A self-deprecating comment, boy, I look like I'm in the Reader today, I make fun of the fact that they show me in the Reader playing the ukulele, and they caught me in a moment where I was like trying to do the Peter Townsend thing, and I looked ridiculous. And when I posted it up on Facebook, I told people, yeah, this is a ridiculous shot, and made it look like I'm laughing at myself. At the same time, I'm mentioning that I'm performing Sunday night at Java Joe's at Cafe Libertalia down on Fifth Avenue. So I'm getting my brand across, but I'm also doing it in a self-deprecating way, so it doesn't seem. So it seems like so much shameless self-promotion that it's not shameless self-promotion, because I'm at least winking when I do it.
Exactly, because it makes a big difference when you wink.
But the thing is about the social media. You talk about the high tech, high touch. I mean, at some point there's like, I'm not totally used to Twitter yet. I like Facebook better because there's a certain visual application. LinkedIn is all right. I've met a lot of like guys from Pakistan and India who want to link up with me for some reason. That's great. Maybe I can get some good restaurants when I recommendations when I go there. But like Twitter, I haven't really found a way to like use that to my effect. One thing that we did in fact, sometimes now in PR, what's interesting with PR is that everyone's trying to call themselves a social media guru. Now that kind of offends me, because you would never be like a social media imam. You wouldn't be like a social media vicar. But for some reason, you're allowed to co-opt Hindu culture and for business purposes. But anyway, everyone's marketing themselves as a social media guru, and it's just because what's really weird is the social media stuff's great, but it was all invented by people that don't know anything about PR. So what the PR people are having to do is reverse engineer what some guy sitting in his dorm room came up with, and figure out how he did it so they can sell it to business people. Social media isn't just about going on Facebook. It isn't just about going on Twitter. Right now, what are you doing after this is over?
After they're watching it?
Yeah, after
they're going to be watching it at different times.
Right, but what are you doing after we're done taping this?
I'm going to go get something to eat.
Okay, see? Where are you going to go eat?
I don't know.
Okay, well, see, that interaction with social media, because we're being taped here. One time, we were at the office just, like, joking about something, and somebody said, "Hey, Moye, what about sandwich boards? You think we should get in the sandwich boards business?" I said, "Yeah, sandwich boards are the original social media. Long before we had Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, you'd have these guys walking down the street with a sign that says, 'Eat at Joe's.' And if somebody said, 'Oh, is Joe's food really good?' they'd go, 'Yeah, that's social media.' So, I mean, there's a lot of hype about social media now because it's new. Ultimately, it's going to be implemented, and it's just going to be second nature like everything else but PR. But, I mean, just the fact that people are talking and they're using some kind of electronic, or even this piece of paper could be constituted as social media. It's like free stress reduction workshops. It's a flyer. It's a flyer. It's social media. So it doesn't always have to be about Facebook. It can be about FaceTime.
I like that.
Yeah, sometimes I pull it out of my ass. Anyway.
I think that happens more than you think.
Yeah, well, that's hurting right now, so I guess.
And one of the things that you're talking about, how I use Twitter, is when I put something on Twitter, it goes out to all my social networking
How many
sites.
people do you have on Twitter?
I have 2,000. 2,000.
Now, how many of them have you actually had like a real connection with? I mean, is it all about social promotion, or is there actually any interaction that goes along other than please RT?
It's please RT from that.
Okay.
But I like the utilization of that software, because that's what I have it down. When I put something in there, it's able to post those videos out in those different places, and a lot of it's done automatically. Or if I also feel like doing it, it changes my Facebook status. It goes to Plaxo. It goes to LinkedIn. It goes to all those at once.
I like the direct connection that Twitter does allow. Like I can go, at such and such. What are you going to do after we're done taping this? And then somebody can respond, "Oh, going to get something to eat." So, I mean, that aspect with it is good.
That sounds familiar.
It does. But that was from another era when face-to-face communication took place. It's all the future now, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.